From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, despite the fact that things have really started to dry out for many of us, even out towards Del Norte County, it's beginning to dry out here as well. We're still looking at a lot of that cloud cover. Now, I think we could eventually start to see some clearing in some areas here, but it's going to be a little hard pressed, I think, in some areas. Here you can see out in Elk Country, just north of Trinidad, still looking at the overcast skies out there. A lot of the puddles left over from the rain that we have seen. This is out at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Still the overcast skies there, but dry. We just haven't really seen much in the way of rain either, but there you can kind of see the little bit of a breeze out there. We take a look at what we got going on at Trinity Center, and it looks like we're seeing actually some blue sky in there. So this is what I was talking about. Some of us are going to see some blue skies, a little bit of clearing out there, but boy, it looks pretty chilly out there. I mean, not a lot of snow, but you do have that snow-covered ground out there out in Trinity Center, of course, just indicating that it is pretty cold and it's going to be hard to get that snow to melt. Here's Lassen Park. Boy, not much clearing out there. In fact, we've got a lot of low clouds, a little bit of fog out there as well, but still just another, I mean, just beautiful when you got all that snow up there. So here's the deal. We've got drier with clearing skies this afternoon, as I mentioned, for some of us. But overall, especially after today, and really especially as we go into Friday through the weekend into early next week, we got off and on rain going into next week with higher snow levels. We've been talking about this warmer air moving in, and that's going to really increase our snow levels. So we've got the area of low pressure that moved through us yesterday, the main storm system that is, because you can see right here, that's all the rain that was over us yesterday. Of course, now that's well off to our east. Now we're kind of in between storms right now, but there's still a little bit of instability, leftover moisture out there as well. But this right here is the next storm that I've got my eyes on. Now, a couple of things to take note. Number one, notice the main area of low pressure. It's still what we call a mid-latitude storm, meaning it's not terribly cold. But number two, it's tapping into the subtropical moisture right here, a bit of an atmospheric river, if you will. So that's going to really help to support those higher snow levels. So let's take a look at Futurecast here. Still a little bit of leftover moisture off to the north here, but you see how as we go through the afternoon, it begins to break apart. Now, there could be some clearing, and I think clearing will be easiest down to the south. So places like Chico, Corning, Red Bluff, I think you'll probably see a better chance for some of that clearing. Redding, I think, will eventually see some clearing as well, just, again, not as much. But there are going to be other areas I think will be sucked in with that cloud cover throughout a good portion of the day today, if not all day. Right now, looks like we're seeing a little bit of activity trying to develop again. So what we really have at this point is a very saturated atmosphere. So we get a little bit of clearing out there, and then of course we start to see some of that fog and mist begin to develop. And even just a little weak disturbance that can pass through can help to squeeze out some of that moisture as well. So if we see a few light showers, a little bit of drizzle tomorrow morning in some areas, don't be surprised, including even the valley could see some of that. But look what happens as we go into the noon hour. Most of the activity is now off into Modoc County. In fact, I think if we see rain off and on through the day, all day long, it will be mainly off into Modoc County. Because as you can see here, as we do go into about 5 p.m., we are seeing the drier conditions for the valley, but still maybe a little bit of leftover moisture off towards Modoc County. Now, again, the main storm system that I've got my eyes on that's going to bring us the better rainfall is right here. But it is going to take its own sweet time getting here. See that main band of moisture, first band of moisture kind of pushes up toward north. We stay fairly dry. So again, a few lingering showers or a few isolated showers off to the north and east Friday morning, but the main band of moisture is off to our west. Now notice a couple of things. Number one, the heavy band of moisture and rain, but it's all coming in from the south. Again, that warmer air that's beginning to move in. So this is noon on Friday. All right, so we still have a couple of days before it gets here. But by noon, we're starting to see the rain towards southern Humboldt County, southern Trinity County, maybe a few showers developing off towards the valley, but nothing just yet. But then through the afternoon, that begins to push through. There will be pockets and periods of moderate to heavy rainfall, and then it pushes off to the east. Now, you are seeing some blue on the map indicating some of that snow, but that's from mainly elevations above 5,000 feet. Look at the I-5 corridor. It's all rain. We're not seeing any snow on the map here. So I don't anticipate there to be any chain requirements on I-5. I don't expect there to be any delays, minus, of course, just the wet weather. Look at the wet roads on Highway 299. Look at the wet roads on east of I-5 as well. You go into some of the higher mountain passes, however, you probably will be dealing with some chain requirements. Say Bogard Ranger Station, Cedar Pass could be dealing with that as well. So again, you have to go over some of those higher mountain passes before you start seeing some of those issues. So there will be chain requirements with the storm system, just not nearly the amount of gridlock that we had with some of those chain requirements we had with this past storm last weekend, as a matter of fact. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the rainfall totals. I think these numbers are being underplayed a bit. I think we could pick up more than 1/4 of an inch, but you know, I'll be honest with you. This particular forecast model has been doing a pretty good job with those rainfall estimates, in particular for the valley here, for the last couple of storms. So this may be a pretty good representation, but I would say probably somewhere between 1/4, and I think some of us could even be approaching 1/2 of an inch of rainfall once all is said and done on Friday evening. But we've got more rain coming in Friday night, and not to mention coming into the weekend as well. Wanted to show you the snow because it's just a lack thereof. I mean, even the higher elevations, look at the blue. We're only seeing dark blue on the map here for some of the highest snow. That's 4 to 8 inches of snow. So even on the mountain of Mount Shasta itself, it's just not going to be a ton of snow up there, and really not much snow elsewhere either. I also want to talk to you about the winds, because especially Shasta Valley, that's going to be an area of concern over the next couple of days. So be aware that if you are a big rig, if you are a high profile vehicle traveling down central Siskiyou County on I-5, there will be periods of time where we will be looking at gusty winds. There you can see some gusty winds at noon on Thursday. But look at towards Del Norte County as well, around Crescent City. We're seeing some gusty winds at times there as well, and especially as we go into Friday afternoon. But once again, there you can see out toward Shasta Valley, some gusty winds. So just be aware of that if you are going to be traveling up I-5 over the next couple of days. Friday, there you can see that rain finally pushing in Friday night, and into Saturday, another round coming in, right? Then we go into your Sunday. Looks like another round of rain, high elevation snow above 5,000 feet. Take you into your Monday. Looks like some good rain coming in there. Now, this particular forecast model is not bringing in much rain for Tuesday, Wednesday. However, the European forecast model still keeps the decent chance for rain by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So I'm at least calling for a chance through the middle of next week before we see a bit of a drier trend toward the end of next week and into that next weekend. Of course, a lot can happen between now and then, but that's the overall trend. Nothing to worry about with that drier trend, because we got plenty of rain heading our way over the next 7 days or so. All right, there's a look at our wave heights for this afternoon, around 10 feet. They do drop going into tomorrow morning before we start to see them rise again for your Thursday afternoon. So for the rest of the day today, temperature-wise, as you can see, temperatures in the mid, maybe some upper 50s out there, especially if you get enough clearing in the afternoon. You could be looking at temperatures around 60 there. Meanwhile, off in the eastern mountains and into Modoc in Siskiyou County, low to mid 40s. Upper 40s for places like Weaverville and Hayfork, and we take you out to Hoopa, Willow Creek. You're looking at those temperatures probably in the low 50s, mid 50s out along the coast. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook, and we take a look at your 6 neighborhood 7-day forecast. There you can see out towards Mount Shasta, which of course is for Siskiyou County. There you can see maybe some morning, maybe a few isolated showers here and there, but the main events will be Friday all the way through possibly even Tuesday of next week. Snow levels are going to be high, at the very least, 5,000 feet and higher. For the valley, some morning fog, maybe even some drizzle out there as well, especially for the north end of the valley. By Thursday, mainly dry conditions, and then we've got those showers coming in late in the day on Friday, or the second half of the day on Friday, really. And then, of course, more often on showers through at least Monday, Tuesday of next week. Here's your 7-day outlook for the coast. A few showers for today, a few showers on Thursday, better chances for showers coming in on Friday. Now they're going to start in southern Humboldt County, work their way northward into northern Humboldt and eventually Del Norte County as well. Off and on showers will continue as we go into Monday, Tuesday, even quite possibly Wednesday, that is, of next week.